Hello guys, my name is Walled Abdullah and today we are going to talk about how I made this Android Studio project. So I have already coded, so I cannot rewrite the code and try to make the video because that would take a lot of time. So I'm just going to demonstrate what I made. So this is the first main activity, the XML code where we have to make all the layouts and make changes. So what I did was I went to the palette and here you see the text. Pick the text and put it right here. So that with that I got this. So when I got this, I had to create an ID for this, the ET name. So then I went to the password and I drag and dropped it here. Don't forget to constrain these like these because it would make it a lot better. So then I had to make an ID for the ET password too. So then I had to go and make button. Then I drag and drop this, renamed it to login, and made a simple text that says attempt remaining 5. So let's go to main activity, the Java file. So when you make a new project, some of the code is already here. So beneath the import, you have to make your own JavaScript and define the UI elements. So I defined all the UI elements with private this private so this with the help of the private these variables cannot be used by any of the other functions except for which we defined. So I defined all of them: ename, epassword, eattempt info, and elogin. Then I made a class for credentials, and to bind these elements to the XML code, we have to find them by find view by ID. We have to find view by ID means the ID which we named them in the XML file. These IDs, these ET name and ET password and ET button, so all of these. So once we are done here, we have to describe the logic. So what happens when the button is clicked? When the button is clicked, elogin set on click listener. This is a function for the button. So when the mouse is clicked over the button, so what you have to do is check if the username and password is equals to ename and epassword. So that happens, it will come here and check if that's correct or not. So if it gets a true, it would transfer us to the next page. Otherwise, it would give us a few errors like you did not fill the spaces or something like that. So then we have a new page, activity home page. This is the page that we created when the user clicks the login button and the credentials are right. So the user will be prompted to the next page, that is this page. So here it says congratulations, you made it to the login page. So what happens if the user leaves the space empty? So check if the user inputs are empty. If username is empty and user password is empty, toast. There would be a small message right below that says please enter your name and passwords. If we do a wrong attempt, we put the password and name and it is not the right password and name, we created a counter right here that says where is it? So here the private int counter equals to 5. The 5 is the number that are the attempts. So whenever the user enters the wrong credentials, this counter right here would minus minus, means it would deduct 1 from the 5. So if the counter is equals to 0, message will be prompted that says you have used all your attempts. If not, then credential must be incorrect, so it would say incorrect credentials, please try again. If the credentials are right, then the new intent, that is the activity homepage.xml, would be opened by the main activity from this page, and a toast would appear, login successful. So let's see if this actually works. So we are going to run the app. My Android Studio keeps on crashing because it cannot take the load of the recorder and the Android emulator and Android Studio, so I'm going to record it from a mobile and try to attach to the old video clip. So this is how the application actually runs. So we are going to start the Android Studio, and this would take a moment. So once it starts, it's loading all the components. The project is restarting. And once it's loaded, you will see all your code right here. So we are going to try and run the application now. Let's hope it doesn't crash again. So we are going to just do you want to save? Yes, I will save the changes and close this. So the emulator, you can see right here, has started. So still starting. So you see the Gradle invocation finished, 0 errors. It means the emulator has successfully started. There's a little event log that tells you what's happening right there when it's happening. So still taking a lot of time, waiting for our target devices to come online. We're just going to wait for it. Okay, so my Pixel has started. Once it's finished, the Android application would start on its own. See, it says install right there. It's trying to install the application. And here you go. Boy. The login application has been loaded. So what we are going to do is check if all the conditions we made are true or not. So if we leave the credential spaces empty, it will give me an error message that says, please enter the username and password. I know you cannot see it, but and if we try to do incorrect emails and passwords, so this is going to decrement the attempts right here. That says attempt remaining 5. Now it is changed to 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And once it's 0, it says you have incorrect credentials, please try again. And at the end it would say, oh, I accidentally turned it off. it says you have used all your attempts, try again later. So now the login button is disabled. Now even if you try to click it or change the credentials, nothing would work unless you restart the app. So let's go and restart it so we can start it again. So we are going to put the credentials again, that is TID and password is 11223. so login, and ta-da, it says congratulations, you have made it to the login page. So thank you for watching.